You ever lock eyes with her for a split second, and she immediately looks away? You probably told yourself, she's just not interested. But what if you were wrong? What if that exact moment, her glancing away, fidgeting with her hair, or laughing at something random, wasn't rejection at all, but a silent invitation? Think about it. That lingering look she gave as she walked away. That playful tease that left you wondering, was she flirting or just being nice? Most guys miss these signals entirely. But after this, you won't. Any more. Comment the last time you noticed a woman doing this, but didn't act on it. Stay till the end, because the last signal is the most easily missed, but is also the boldest. You're standing in line at a coffee shop. You didn't even want to be there. Just needed a quick caffeine fix before heading out. And then, it happens. A glance. She's across the room. Blonde hair tucked behind. One ear, holding a matcha. She looks at you for maybe half a second, then looks down at her phone. You think, did she just... Nah, probably nothing. But then it happens again. She shifts her weight, leans on one foot, looks up, and your eyes meet for a second. This time, she looks away faster, almost like she got caught doing something wrong. And in that moment, you convince yourself you imagined the whole thing. She's probably just tired, or bored, or spacing out. You rationalize it away. You kill the possibility before it even breathes. But here's what most guys don't realize. That glance you keep brushing off, it's not nothing. It's ancient. It's coded into her biology. That quick glance and retreat, that's not disinterest. It's tension. It's nervous energy wrapped in centuries of instinct. Because attraction doesn't always show up as boldness, especially in women. It often shows up as hesitation. She doesn't hold eye contact because she doesn't want you to notice. She holds it for just long enough to make you wonder. That's the game. That's the dance. Most men miss it entirely. They chalk it up to coincidence. They let it pass. But you're not most men. Think about it. When a woman isn't interested, she doesn't sneak glances. She doesn't hover in your peripheral vision. She doesn't position herself where you can see her twice and then pretend not to. Disinterest isn't subtle. It's obvious. Disinterest is scrolling through her phone, turning her back, never looking your way once. So that girl who glanced twice, then looked away like she just broke a rule, that wasn't rejection. That was a test. She was wondering if you'd catch it. She was wondering if you'd do anything about it. And next time it happens, you'll know better. Next time, when you catch that look, don't turn away like it's a mistake. Hold her gaze just 1 second longer. Give a small smile. Let her feel seen, because sometimes the most powerful invitation comes in the form of silence. You're walking down a narrow hallway, maybe at work or school, somewhere familiar. She passes by, the girl who always seems just a little too bubbly around you, and her hand brushes your arm. Just a flick. Just enough to notice. She says, "Oops," with a smile that lingers just a moment too long. You keep walking. You don't think much of it. Maybe she was in a rush. Maybe the hallway's too tight. But a small part of you wonders, was that really an accident? Here's the thing about accidental touches. Most of the time, they aren't accidental at all. They're calculated risks. Because when a woman is interested but unsure, touch becomes her boldest play. It's physical. It's undeniable. And yet it's deniable enough to keep her safe from rejection. That touch, that little moment of contact, was a question. Do you feel this too? Most guys shrug it off. Or worse, they freeze. Because we're taught to ignore these things. To not assume, to not misread. But what if you're not misreading it at all? What if she's hoping you'll respond? Think back. That time she brushed past you in the kitchen. even though there was plenty of space. That moment in class when her knee touched yours under the desk and didn't move away. That time she handed you something and your fingers touched, and she didn't pull back right away. These moments stack up. They're small, but deliberate. And if you miss them, you miss the moment she took the risk. Now, it doesn't mean you should jump on every touch like it's a green light to escalate. It means you notice, you register it. And when it happens again, because it will, you give something back. You don't just freeze or walk away. Next time, pause. Let the moment breathe. Maybe even lightly return the touch on her elbow or shoulder, just enough to let her know, yeah, I caught that. Because when a woman is into you, her body will often speak louder than her words. And her touch? That's not clumsiness. That's courage. It starts small. Maybe you're hanging out in a group, friends around. She sits next to you, smiles, and says, "Those shoes?" "Really?" You chuckle nervously. "What's wrong with them?" She just shrugs, smirks, and says, "They're cute. Like you tried." Everyone laughs. You feel a mix of embarrassment and curiosity. Was she mocking you? Or flirting? That's the thing. Teasing is one of the oldest games in the book. And for women, it's often the first move. When a woman teases you, she's not trying to hurt you. She's testing you. She wants to see how you react. Will you get offended? Will you shrink? Or will you laugh and play it cool? Because here's the secret. Teasing is tension. It's low-stakes conflict wrapped in flirtation. It's her way of poking you, pulling at you, seeing if you can handle a little fire. Most guys get it wrong. They either get defensive. "What do you mean? These are expensive shoes." Or they get quiet and awkward. But the right move? Smile. Play back. Keep the rhythm. She jokes about your haircut? Tease her back. Jealousy doesn't look. Good on you. She mocks your playlist? Say, "Careful, your taste is showing." Keep it playful. Keep it balanced. Because here's what's happening underneath. She's not testing your style. She's testing your self-esteem. She wants to know if you can take a joke, if you're comfortable in your skin, if you have that unshakable core that makes women feel safe. She's checking for strength, not muscles, but mindset. So next time she throws a playful jab, lean into it, laugh, fire back with charm, not force. Because the moment you match her energy, the game changes. She'll look at you different, respect you more, flirt harder. Because now, she knows you're not like the rest. Everything was going great. She was laughing at your jokes, leaning in closer, her eyes sparkling every time you spoke. You felt that pull, that spark. It was one of those nights where it feels like the whole room disappears, and it's just the two of you, orbiting each other. Then suddenly, it's gone. She pulls back. She becomes distant, distracted. She starts checking her phone. Her replies get shorter. The warmth evaporates, and you're left there, stunned, thinking, what just happened? You probably felt that pit in your stomach, that wave of rejection crashing in out of nowhere. You start replaying everything you said, wondering where you messed up, wondering if you came on too strong, or if she realized you weren't good enough after all. But here's the truth most men never learn. This sudden coldness isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's a test. See, there's a psychological phenomenon that plays out in dating, called the push-pull dynamic. It's one of the most ancient, unconscious games we play in attraction. And women? They instinctively know how to use it. When she pulls away suddenly, it's often because she wants to see how you'll respond. Will you panic and chase her? Will you start overcompensating, showering her with validation, trying desperately to win her back in that moment? Or will you stay calm? Stay centered, unaffected, like a man who knows his worth doesn't change just because her mood did. Here's what's really happening inside her mind. She's seeing if your confidence is real, or just a mask that slips the second she withdraws. And this moment, right here, is where most guys fail. They lean in harder. They start trying to fix it. They ask if something's wrong. They text her more, compliment her more. And in doing so, they fail the test. Because the second you start chasing, the attraction starts dying. But you're smarter than that now. Next time she pulls back, let her. Let her have her space. Keep enjoying yourself. Talk to other people. Laugh. Stay grounded in your own energy. And here's the beautiful irony. When she sees that you didn't flinch, that her pulling away didn't rattle you, she'll come back every time because you passed. You showed her you're not emotionally dependent on her attention. You have options. You're not easily shaken, Dodd. Let me tell you a little story. There was this guy. Let's call him Sam. He was at a party, hitting it off with a girl named Mia. They had chemistry, no doubt. But halfway through the night, after hours of playful banter, she suddenly went cold. Sam, unlike most guys, didn't chase. He simply smiled, grabbed a drink, started chatting with another friend. 10 minutes later, Mia was right back by his side, laughing, touching his arm, asking what he'd been up to. Why? Because Sam showed her he wouldn't crumble under pressure. He flipped the script, and here's your takeaway. Next time she suddenly goes cold, don't react. Stay steady. Watch what happens, because if it was just a test, you'll win by standing still. She calls you bro. She says you're like family. She vents about other guys to you. And on paper, you think, yep, I'm friend-zoned. But here's where things get tricky. Because sometimes, that friend zone isn't what it looks. Like, let's set the scene. You're at a group hangout. She's sitting close, laughing at every dumb joke you make, casually touching your arm every time she talks. And then she says it, you're like my brother. Ouch, right? But here's the thing most guys never realize. That phrase isn't always a brick wall. Sometimes it's bait. A test to see if you'll buy into it. A shield she throws up to protect herself. Because deep down, she's hoping you'll break through it. Here's what's happening under the surface. She's attracted to you, but she's afraid of making the first move. She wants you to take the lead. And that brother line? That's her way of seeing if you have the confidence to ignore it. Most guys hear it and instantly fold. They suppress their attraction. They convince themselves she's off limits. They become the good guy, the supportive friend, and nothing more. But not you. Next time it happens, don't flinch. Don't get awkward or defensive. Just smile, lean in, and say something playful like, good thing I'm not your actual brother then. Shift the energy. Break the frame, because here's the truth. Women don't invest time, energy, and playful intimacy into men they see as purely platonic. If she's always around, always flirting, always finding excuses to be near you, she's not trying to just be friends. She's waiting for you to escalate. And if you don't, you'll both be stuck in limbo. Remember this. The friend zone is rarely about her words. It's about her actions, her body language, her investment. Watch those, not her labels. You're the kind of guy who sees beyond surface-level words. And that already makes you different. Sometimes, the universe just hands it to you. Everything aligns. And still, most guys miss it. You're at a bar. Music low, lights dim. She's there. The girl who's been in your orbit all night. She laughs at every joke you tell. Her laugh, a little too loud. She keeps fixing her hair, glancing at you from under her lashes. She's standing just close enough that you feel her presence every second. But you're in your head, second-guessing everything. Is this really happening? Am I imagining this? No, my friend. You're not imagining it. You're standing in the middle of what I call signal overload. It's the rare moment where all her subconscious cues fire at once. Her body is betraying her composure. She's playing with her necklace. She's leaning toward you. Her pupils dilate. Her voice softens. She finds any excuse to linger near. You don't yet. Most men miss it. Why? Because we're conditioned to doubt, to second guess, to play it safe. But here's the truth. When these signals stack, it's not a coincidence. It's her unconscious mind screaming attraction. She's not even fully aware of all these things she's doing in that moment. You have a choice. You can stay frozen, too scared to act, watching the moment slip away. Or you can lean in, lower your voice, hold eye contact, and confidently lead. Let me give you a quick action step. Next time you notice multiple signals stacking, her laughter, her touches, her constant presence, take that as your cue to act. No overthinking, no hesitation. Just lean in and say, you know, you're kinda hard to ignore tonight. Watch her response. You'll see it instantly. Relief, excitement, maybe even a playful smirk that says, finally. Because in signal overload, she's practically begging you to make a move. And now, you'll never miss it again. Now that you've seen the signs, here's the twist. What if you didn't just wait for signals? What if you became the signal? Imagine this. You're in a room. She's there, watching. You hold eye contact, calm, unblinking. No rush. You don't chase. You don't force. You let your gaze linger, just long enough for her to notice. Then, you smile, slow, controlled, almost like a secret. She starts fidgeting, fixing her hair, laughing a little too loudly. That's the shift. Women respond to masculine energy that's steady, composed, and inviting without being needy. You don't need words. You just need presence. Speak slowly. Move intentionally. Let your body relax. Own the space you're in. You're not performing. You're not chasing. You're leading the dance. And here's your final action step. Next time you spot her signals, send one back. Hold eye contact. Lean in just slightly. Drop your voice half an octave. Watch what happens. You'll see it in her body. The spark, the shift, the invitation. Because now, you're the one setting the tone. And most men? They never learn this. But you just did. Here's your cheat code. The 5 hidden signals checklist. If she glances away quickly, she's intrigued, but shy. If she accidentally touches you, she's testing your confidence. If she teases or mocks you playfully, she's flirting. If she goes cold suddenly, she's seeing if you'll chase. If she's flirty but calls you a friend, she's hoping you'll break the frame. And if you spot multiple signals at once, that's your green light to take the lead. You're no longer the guy who misses signals. Now, you are the signal.